Hello there and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Fall of the Republic 1.3 preview playthrough as the Galactic Republic. I am checking to make sure I actually saved because I never trust myself on that. And we are going to start off by sending Aayla Secura into Ethor.
Our foes are close at hand.
And we're probably also going to look to send this fleet next to Ahsoka into Bimisari. So let's get ready on that. And let's drop in here, because we're probably going to start getting further into our Kuat story in the next little while. Or into our Order 66 story in the next little while. But we got our happy little rabbit face map there.
I hope
All right,
Skywalker's
Aayla,
bad habits have not rubbed
get up
off on
there.
you.
I'm going to get her to capture some stuff. And we're going to throw Delta Squad and an A5 towards the south. Or actually, I'll probably send the A5 up north. We'll send Delta Squad and the LAT down south.
Hey, 3-5, check it out! Commandos! If they're anything as good as I hear, they can practically win the war themselves.
Hurry. Okay,
Lady 38
you're
is a
good.
copy of a copy of a copy.
Alright, now you're all just going to die on your way down in the LAT, right? Can I get to the farther one? That's going to be too greedy.
Let not
And I'll also get some
Your
military
presence
field
is
base on
required
that.
by the Jedi Council. Return to the temple immediately.
There we go.
Score's good for engagement. Hey, I didn't know Trenoshans could fly. Whoever let me back this weekend.
I think these can actually kill everything that's here. Diarios. Okay, don't run away. What's over here?
I'll use someone I can
Aayla,
trust.
you're not supposed to be here.
A Jedi is
You go up
not
there.
here.
Okay, these guys I'm no longer worried about.
Hello.
Run. Run, Aayla.
Ready for backup. There we go. Choose your reinforcements.
Okay, don't run. Don't run.
What's going on, 38?
No running. You need to capture that. There you go. Alright, now an ATTE. Another ATTE. And you can have an ATTE just to shake things up over there. But we'll also put artillery and some clones.
Did you hear something? Warming up, boss. Deltas.
Let's form up.
Alright, runny boys. Get over there. And we gotta take down their... I think that's gonna be their shield?
Good to go, sir. Got it.
Scorch, stay back here. This LAT probably needs to stay safe back here. We can start moving as a group up towards that other landing zone now.
All set. Another kill for the cause. Ready for action. Trigger 6 on the enemy squad.
I just need to make sure they don't take this landing zone. I probably wanted Torch over there as well to kill that, but it's all over anyways. Choice is already made.
Commencing.
Alright, you can go to it now, so that's fine. Stop them from taking this, please.
I'm not sure I can make it.
Oh shit, you were supposed to deploy. You get back. Oh fuck.
Gotcha. Lock it down.
Run out. Okay. I didn't think the tanks had made it through here.
Maybe I'll just hang back here for a while.
Okay, once that's in there, we can kill it.
Shield up. Turrets
All of you advance in here. That's down, so we can get an eye on, or
commander tactics. Back for more.
bombardment when that's ready. If I hadn't sent our artillery up with the other units, that would have really helped and probably meant a few other things survived.
Why am I the only one? There he goes again. Hope we don't
Here we
see
go.
any more of those.
Got the explosion. Getting into the base. Oh, they have a planetary shield up here, don't they? Yeah.
No turbo to match my Axor skills. Nice one, boss. Fire ready.
Well, looks like we'll probably kill everything at the point where we're gonna be able to use the bombing run and orbital bombardment anyways, so doesn't matter if we plow through that too
Is there a reason
fast.
we're just standing here? It does.
Because my micro's not great. Thank you for pointing it out.
6-2 ready to go, sir. What was that? Watch out for the frickin' laser beams.
Perhaps
Okay,
you can
no
help me with
swearing.
something.
Okay, now here.
Enemy reinforcements are on their way.
Will the battle last long enough for us to get bombardment in? Who's first? Sorry, bombers. Ooh, the elusive NTB bombing run. You love to see it.
System conquered.
Alright, there's
Building started.
one planet here. Dathomir is built up enough to defend itself as well. So once we have those, I'm going to get extra food on that. We've made it to Bimisari, so Ahsoka, Anakin, and Obi-Wan get their time in the sun.
They're already in place.
I mean, Obi-Wan is getting a lot of time in the sun right now.
Choose your
Arguably on Tatooine, he gets too much time in the sun.
Of course, Your Highness. Plot our course.
The Eternity is in this fleet.
Starting my run. Bearing
Or a
set.
bunch of regular
Bringing comm silence.
X.
There's nothing we can't handle. Consider it history. Engaging drive thrusters. Your orders? Taking the offensive. Moving
Will there be the
into
ability to
attack
use destroyers to fire well in space and destroy ground units and buildings like the ground and space cannon, but the other way? I mean, that's already what orbital bombardments are.
Reading you. Keep up the assault.
That's what that mechanic is. That's been in since the release of Forces of Corruption.
This is the captain. Got you on the comm. Locked on target. Target at maximum. All lights are green. Captain here.
What we just used to destroy that structure.
Can't do that. Follow me. Go ahead, sir. They've destroyed our torpedo launcher. All stations ready. Reading you.
Have to ground attack. Well, we don't plan to let you just demolish everything from space without going into the battle.
Nominal status. Knock it off.
Like, you're not going to be able to sit on the galactic map and
Sir, there's
destroy
no
the ground
radiation
stuff
from
that
the
way.
area. This is the captain. We've lost our launch bay. Vector into the enemy. Battle stations.
That would be incredibly powerful and not especially engaging gameplay.
Whatever it was they were looking for, it looks like they already found it.
Our Quentin's here.
Like, you can already sort of get that by causing revolts over undefended planets. That's as far as we're going in that direction.
Initiating combat protocols.
But yeah, like, if any fleet can just do that, you just get to the base game thing with the Death Star, where people just, like,
Battle stations.
at the end of the game, they just build the Death Star, sit over, like, auto-resolve their way through a few space battles, and then just demolish them.
Holding position.
It'd be basically the same thing.
Can't let them escape. Ready yourself. Destroy fighter. After him. We've reached the base perimeter, sir.
Any way to script auto-resolve to be accurate, or is it hard-coded to be buggy from basic? It's not buggy, it's actually a very in-depth system. The problem is, it's Like, it has to be an approximation of the battle. It can't just be, like, better than the player either. There are some things weighted against the player. Like, we can't edit how auto-resolve works, and there are very few values we have per unit, but Petroglyph did show the code for how auto-resolve is set up, and, like, the actual decisions on how auto-resolve is handled make a fair amount of sense. Like, there's no clear, I'd change this value or this value that make it shit. It's just, like, in any game, auto-resolves like that are gonna be not particularly stellar. And, like, if it wasn't gonna cause a bunch of losses, then, like, most not fantastic players would just be better off auto-resolving every single battle, which would be very fun either.
To you, Master Plo.
Like, there's things we'd probably change if we could, but it's not a huge issue. Alright, let's go with Ahsoka first.
Invasion commencing.
Because, like, it takes into account the unit classes, it takes into account heroes, takes into account, like, how stuff's spread out.
I hope the Jedi Council doesn't turn you into a grump like Master Windu.
Get ready to move
I don't look like much, but I've got it where it counts.
We'll also bring in
Right
Fordo.
away.
Closing range.
Ahsoka
Is it
model.
true Anakin was born a slave? That's a hard life.
Hostiles in the area.
What?
Get that. And I think we do want Anakin for this.
You could have 10 jetpacks for all I care.
General, we
it
can't.
still won't make a difference.
Sir, the scan shows no enemy forces in the area. We are undetected.
One transmission from Master Windu.
The siege goes well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are undetected.
Let's get.
Hello,
Like, I think having Anakin for the
Geothermal readings in sector
for the
8.
Magnus is going to be
One
helpful.
lightsaber and they all start to scatter.
Have you ever been to Coruscant?
We have been updating Obi-Wan and Anakin's heads because they used bump maps, which don't look great in EAW for infantry. It ends up looking too strong all the time,
501st couldn't do it better.
which I don't actually think was in for this playthrough starting. I'm actually not sure if Anakin's is done or was pushed to the repository yet.
Sense conflict. Time to power you
I'm just gonna get him to ignore the infantry there. Ahsoka, go help.
Told you didn't stand a chance, Grumpy.
Go help Anakin.
You low-life scum.
I've seen heroes put stuff in this.
Oh, where are you, Fordo? Take cover. Kill those.
Plug in and recharge. Come on, I'm not gonna beat these guys.
I know you don't fully trust Anakin, but I know he would never betray the Republic.
Alright, let Fordo take care of those, and you help
Hope you're better
Anakin.
with a lightsaber than your battle droid pals are with a blaster. You can't let him get away.
We are undetected. Yes, sir. Right on schedule. Battery standing by. Repeat. We are...
Alright,
General.
get back there.
Undetected.
Watcher's not bad. Oh, Fordo's about to die.
Control room secured.
He's actually shooting at him right now. I think the mercenaries are wrecking him.
Turret powered up. Yes, sir.
The lat is from the Munilence
Commander,
12,
there's nothing out there.
from the original Clone Wars cartoon,
General.
as is Fordo. I could have probably collected him into the lat. Oh well.
You should grow a beard like Master Kenobi.
My coward hides behind a back. Don't let up, it's working. 3, 4.
I underestimated how much damage those were going to do to him.
You can call me Ahsoka. Don't tell Master Skywalker.
There, Ahsoka, do the hailfire, please, Ahsoka.
Do you really
Ahsoka.
think you can defeat the Republic with a bunch of droids?
There you go. Thank you.
Now go already. I can't stand when they put up a fight. 501st couldn't do it better.
Ship is lost. My commander, there's nothing out there.
I can bring in Obi-Wan.
Used you at the Battle of Geonosis.
Bombers. Clear the area.
That probably actually... no, that's not going to make it. Especially with the... yeah, with the AA turrets in the way. Nope, never mind. They did. They made it in.
Now go already. Last chance.
Are you
Where's
looking for Master
Ahsoka?
Skywalker? You're nothing more
Finish
than
off
Count
that.
Dooku's bald boot.
Or you can go for those.
Auto gun ready to go. Yes, sir. Approaching droid perimeter.
This is really weird.
What kind of turret are you making there? Back
All
to...
you want. We'll see
Doesn't
if you're
really
real
matter against
prisoner.
Jedi, so feel free.
501st couldn't do it better.
Yeah, let's get rid of this. And Obi-Wan, can you get in here?
Right now. This war is not the will of the Force. This
Get on
war
in
is
there.
not the will of the Force.
Isn't it a funny
Yeah, when you get
coincidence
sliced by a
that we
lightsaber, a
just
backup
ran into
tank
each
isn't going to
other?
help you.
Or is it? I can't wait to see the look on your face when I defeat
Will there be
you.
the ability to use different clone legions like the 212 and 501st? That already exists. If you bring in clone troopers after a Jedi commander's on the field, then
Consider this payback.
those clones use that appropriate skin.
Isn't it a funny coincidence that we both just ran into each other? Or
You don't build them as separate units. That would just clog up the build bar with
Approaching droid
the
perimeter.
same unit.
I must be ready to face Count Dooku again. Let go your conscious self. Act on instinct.
Let's get Obi-Wan in on that.
Geonosis, their
And I'm gonna
sacrifice
get
will
our
not be in
lats over this way.
this could be a good time to
Anakin.
practice some lightsaber techniques.
Yeah, Ahsoka, you can come for that. Where's Anakin? He's still up there.
Chance. I can't stand when they put up a fight.
I'm just gonna bombard that.
Did you pass the trials? Or did I just... You should know better than to challenge a fully trained Jedi.
Like, we have enough Jedi here to
Ahsoka Tano at your service.
kill all this stuff.
Well, if it isn't Master
There we
Yoda's
go.
biggest mistake.
Right, everyone's in the middle of getting their own targets down.
Sir,
Clear them out.
no target.
Like, I think we're gonna lose Porto in the last.
Sir. Yes, sir. Sir. Wait.
Will you add the Bad Batch? They're not especially high priority for us to add.
Ahsoka Tano at your service.
That's 5 unique, or 4 unique infantry models. So that's a lot of work.
Planetary control
Building
achieved.
started.
Constructing.
Rahm Kota is in the game. He was added just before this playthrough started.
Destroyer here.
We've used him quite a bit in the playthrough. Is this? No, these are a regular axe. I'm gonna throw that into Tarkin's fleet.
Ready to face the enemy, my liege. Tactical battle imminent.
Oh, they actually got to Jabin. It's too low of a station level to really be able to do much if we played that one out.
Tactical battle imminent.
We should at least be able to stop them before they invade the planet. It's a pretty big fleet, though. I mean, not bigger than ours, but it's big enough.
Hostiles in the area. Choose your reinforcements.
I'm gonna go off to the side on that. And then
Bearing
over
set.
here,
Breaking comm silence. There's nothing we
we'll
can
try to
do.
get the carriers.
This is the captain. Bearing set. Breaking comm silence.
We're on the move.
X, anti-fighter. Right, I want to take down the supply ship because that's going to repair all their carriers when we're around it. So that's why we go for this one first. Then let's start on this Providence.
This used to be a judicial ship.
If we have a couple LACs around, we should be able to stop them before they do a bombing run on at least this half of the force.
We're all set here, Commander.
Standing by.
But let's get these fighter bays on the Providence down too.
Awaiting your orders, sir.
Ooh, they're leaving.
Ready for attack orders. Cannons charged. Enemy reinforcements are on their way.
Ooh, actually, we can take this out. Take out those engines. And take out those engines. I think we got it. That works. You think you'll do any multiplayer live soon? I do want to do some community matches soon. That won't be in this stream, but I do occasionally do community matches, skirmish. We are overdue for one. I think we want to move Baraka out of here as well. We don't need all these clones over here. So I'm gonna move Baraka with the Praetor fleet into Cymirth.
Drive thrusters. Dive.
If they attack Mon Calamari, more power to them. Why is this showing 2 copies of the
Construction
ones?
complete.
Oh well.
Beginning construction.
Don't have a secondary defensive station. Going for Ryloth again. Looks like the ground units will probably finally come in there. Or are they just throwing in more space units? Okay, they're not actually taking that. Alright, if Baraka's in there, then we can actually move these up to Centaurus from Roche. When the clones go from Phase 1 to Phase 2, why don't the Phase 1 clones all change to Phase 2?
Hostiles in the area.
Because we decided against making them immediately change, and even aside from any other reasons,
Choose your
the
reinforcements.
trying to find and replace a bunch of ground companies all at once can have some unintended side effects, and when stuff's in transit in particular. So if there's any ground forces of moving clones, then finding and replacing those is very difficult for the game.
I copy. Bearing set.
Put Baraka in there, Good Day to Die, Spirit of Fire, and then 2 Veners. I don't know if we have enough to actually win this fight. Oh yeah, especially with the ion cannon. Like, this is gonna be pretty fighter heavy. That's a lot of Gozantes, but it is a fair bit of fighters as well. Maybe they'll retreat if we can destroy enough of their other stuff. It's still kind of risky.
Got you on the comm. Nominal status.
Eventually we may do it like the
Yes, sir.
like the Dreadnought stuff where you can individually swap them out,
I have the target in sight.
or do like a per planet swap, but so far that hasn't been a decision that I've made to do. People on the team have generally been more in favor of leaving them as is.
Your orders, General. Firing. Blasting target. This is Bravo 4.
We'll probably revisit the decision in the future and see which direction we feel works best. Though it's unlikely to be a replace all existing ones at once decision.
Locked on target. I can't do that, sir. Commencing attack. attack on gun tower. Yes, General. Blasters charge. Watch your side. This is Beta Squadron reporting in. We're not so tough. Ready.
I don't think anyone actually requested the Praetor for this one, yeah. The Praetor went unclaimed in this playthrough. It is a non-named one. Well, Rayon, I wouldn't, personally, I wouldn't make it a do it once per clone. I would probably do it a replace all Phase 1s on this planet with Phase 2s.
Sir, we've lost a squad mate. Aye. Return to the battlefield. Sir, there's still Techno-Union ships in the area. Got you on the
I have to be careful when saying certain things, because, like, I am speaking as a dev and as the lead dev, but I am not speaking on behalf of every, like, things I say aren't always going to be representative of the opinion of the rest of the team.
Missile destroyer here. Targeting enemy. Cannons loaded.
That would be my personal off the cuff handling of that.
Striking target. Shields are down.
It's one click per planet, but how many big groups of clones do you usually have? And you don't necessarily want to get rid of all of them. Like, you're not usually gonna have a bunch of units on more than like 10 planets. I'm really worried about these fucking giant ball of fighters that's gonna be coming in here.
Destroyer ready.
I'd love for them to retreat, but I think I might have retreating.
Destroyer holding.
Normally I leave the ion cannons up on stuff, but fucking Gozanti lag is just gonna kill me.
Destroyer at station keeping. The separatists have cut off our reinforcements.
Alright, I'm gonna see if we can retreat and not lose too much here. When I was playing, I was doing ship size comparisons. The Mandated Dreadnought seemed too small in the mod. I need to be 25% longer. So, once you get to above, like, 3,000 meters, we do diminishing returns on the ship sizes. We don't scale the largest ones to be 100% accurate, because you'd start getting to a point where they'd take up most of the map once you're up in, like, the Executor size. They end up being, I think, like, the Executor is 2/3 the size. It's not a mistake, it's an intentional change in how we do it. Like, if you look at the models, we export them the correct size, and then on most ships, it's a 0.5 scale factor. For the larger ships, it ends up being a smaller scale factor. So that's intentional. Otherwise, you run into pathfinding issues, you run into performance issues, you run into weapons not targeting very well, you run into issues with having multiples on the map. It's not good. It happens. Alright, Baraka got out. Praetor got out. That was a lot more than I expected to be there. We lost good day to die and 2 Vendors. Well, I'm glad I thought it was a good day to die.
I do not like what this war has made the Jedi become.
Let's see if we can get into Centauri's on that side. This would actually be really good for that, honestly.
Safety check complete.
Let's swap these around.
Breaking comm silence.
I want to spy on Ord Cestus. ADY has constructed a Secutor. Let's drop that up here. Big Coruscant. Oh, they're coming in that way. Alright. We'll have to move some forces back to Coruscant. See how big that is.
Choose your reinforcements.
Alright. Let's,
There's
back
nothing we can't
here.
handle. Of course, Your Highness. Where are we headed?
This is
Engaging
pretty
grunts,
low
listeners.
on the
This is
patron
it.
units.
Right, sir.
But this is a ton of
I copy
anti-fighter on this fleet. So I think this is going to be
Moving out. Our Quintet
much
is
better for this
responding.
battle. We have a lot of our
On
own
my way,
fighters in
Commander.
it as
As you
well,
wish, Commander. Bearing
which
set.
means not great for
Comes out.
performance.
There's nothing
But if we can
can't
drop
handle.
in and take out a few of the carriers before they have a chance to drop their fighters in,
Right, sir.
that'll really
Entering hyperspace
Republic
now.
help as well.
Moving into positions on your command.
We can fit in 3
I copy that.
or 2 more.
At maximum unit capacity.
At your command. Closing on the target.
Try to get that in before the 15 seconds on the spawns are up.
Battle station.
If I get 2 of you in on that fighter bay,
This is the
2
captain.
of you in on
Nominal status.
that fighter
Ready
bay,
for command.
you take out the bulwark.
All stations ready.
You also take out the bulwark with powder weapons.
We might be small, but we pack a punch. Prepare for combat.
Ready to commence. We'll crush those scum.
There we go.
Choose your reinforcements.
This is it. Got you on the comm. Missile destroyer here.
Alright, the ion cannon on our Invincible is not quite what we wanted.
Captain here. Awaiting your orders, sir.
This is probably going to be a damaging one for this fleet.
We're all set here, Commander. It's about to blow.
I think we should be able to win.
Missile destroyer reporting again. We'll hold this position
Alright,
until
bombers. Ooh, that's actually a ton of fighters back there, or a ton of carriers back there.
reading you.
Didn't think it would be that many.
Ready for attack orders. Taking casualties here, sir. Moving to attack.
Sir, we can't take much more of this.
From the command center.
Choose your reinforcements.
What's the order? What is it, sir? This is the captain.
Alright, get those oxes.
Going down.
Bulwark is coming down over there.
All stations ready. Sir, there's still Techno-Union ships in the
I'm gonna get this
We need to destroy it.
on there, this
Should be
on
destroyed
there.
shortly.
Need to make sure these CR-90s kill fighters without just getting blown apart in the middle
Setting intercept course.
of their forces.
Sir.
We've got a hull breach. All hands, abandon
Yes,
ship.
sir. Got you on the comm. Battle stations. Missile destroyer here.
Making the jump to light speed.
Closing on the target.
Okay, with the help of the bombers over here, I think
On my way, Commander.
the Dreadnought should be able to
Setting a course.
pick apart these auxilias.
Entering hyperspace now.
You've got the captain. Disable their laser cannon.
Ready for command.
Come on, you bastard.
What's the order?
Alright, these fighters... There's still a chunk of bombers in here, but most of these icons are
As you wish, Commander. Consider it history.
Gozantes. They're still good, but like they're not something the CR-90s in particular are going to be used.
Our Quintet's here.
Sir.
We don't have to worry about them like dogfighting us to
Sir,
death.
there's still Techno-Union ships in the area. We are at your command. Requesting air
We need
support.
help, sir.
Okay, you guys should be able to tear apart some
Ready to take off. We need to destroy it.
Gozantes for us.
Losing.
But we pack a punch.
Reading you.
Can't get a visual.
Nominal
Let's
status.
get them on the auxilias.
Ready to
You
deliver.
are still on bulwark duty, and you've mostly killed the bulwark.
I'm out of control. What is it, sir? Beginning attack run. Your orders?
Alright. Once you're done that, let's start moving you into those, maybe? No, let's stay on this side then. Because that's still gonna be a few ships moving in on that side. Then these ones can start moving up too.
Targeting at maximum firepower.
Here's those DP-20s. They're gonna go for that Auxilia. This one is still around. Get some Casualties down. And I'm gonna try to move CR-90s in a little bit more. Okay, they are still jumping more in the back there. This is where we're starting to see the effects of Cruel some more.
Awaiting your orders, sir. Ready for attack.
We're starting to get some more battles where it's even or greater numbers on their side.
Let's go. Missile destroyer reporting in. They've destroyed our torpedo launcher. Squadrons at high lock. We failed. Got you on the comm.
Gotta prepare me for the Imperial playthrough that we're gonna be doing. Because that's all gonna be cool. That one we can kill immediately. This one we can get them on. EP-20s, I think you can go on there as well. I think I told him to hit that one.
Ready for command. What's the order?
But I think these fighters are probably, or these anti-fighter units are probably in about as good a position as we can hope for right now. Gotta start taking these out before they get in too close. And I'm gonna reinforce that side. One Carrick. Alright, it's starting to look a little better.
We'll crush those scum.
Like the C9979s are, I think, the most pop efficient carrier in the game. Like the highest proportion of fighters to pop cap.
Captain here. Vectoring to the enemy. They're not so tough. That takes care of that one. Cruiser here.
Could use some reinforcements.
The war is
Get those bombers on that back one.
destroyer reporting in.
And then you guys on this front one. They're gonna get a lot of anti-fighter in themselves here. Like there's a bunch of diamonds that I'm seeing coming through.
All stations ready. Initiating
Taking
combat
back
protocol.
might be small.
But we pack a punch.
Reading you. Target locked.
Come on, you bastard.
This is the captain.
You've been body blocking, that's not ideal.
You've got the captain.
Is this the act that's been there? Or recusing that's been there the whole time? I don't think so.
Battle station.
That one, that's a few more coming in.
We're
Ready for
outnumbered.
command.
Our Quinton's here.
Really wish we'd had,
I'm under attack. Closing on the target.
some fleet tenders.
My shields are gone. Ready for takeoff. Operation has failed. Concentrating fire. Captain here.
Could use some reinforcements.
So many Auxilias.
Locked on target. Nominal status.
Alright, let's get that one.
Ready to deliver. Fail out. Stand clear. Missile destroyer here. The enemy has secondary reinforcements on standby. Targeting enemy. Reading you. It's taking serious damage. Ready for attack orders.
As long as we have most of that
Moving to attack.
Acclimator Swarm, I think we can do some damage, but we are losing a couple of them.
Given advanced training. Cruiser standing by.
Carricks, I want use
We'll take the fight.
on that front Auxilia.
We're losing.
These bombers are coming in for that one, but they're probably gonna get killed by some
We'll get 'em.
anti-fighter.
Choose your reinforcements.
Right, the last Carrick in. I wonder how much more they have in reserve, because it's been
Destroyer reporting in.
quite a bit that's come in each time. I think they've still been bringing in reinforcements.
Coming back around for another run.
Where's the DP-20s?
I might be small, but
You are not a DP-20. You look DP-20. There you go. Go for that front one. And get those torpedoes in. You are literally just engines.
Vectoring to the enemy. All stations ready.
I think these are some fresh ones coming in too.
All lights are green. Ready to commence.
Most things don't have engines, and that includes the Invincible.
Awaiting your orders.
Anything that does have an engine is probably not going to have an engine by the time a retreat comes in. So I think the play is just go all the way through.
Your orders?
See what's left.
Main cannons charged.
If another one comes in, there's 7 on the map right now.
Let's show these clones how it's done. Torpedoes.
Like, we've still got most of our weapons on the Invincible. Oh, there's a Providence.
We have a look.
I'm hit. Could use some reinforcements.
What's the order?
See the galaxy, they said.
I copy that.
He's right behind
Setting
me.
intercept course.
That's like
Taking casualties here.
10 C99s. Okay, there's 2 more auxiliaries, I think.
Ready for command.
No, were those the ones that were at the back before? Possibly.
Secondary reinforcement. Moving into attack position. Ready for attack orders. Cruiser here. Strike fighter. Moving into positions on your command.
I'm hoping we've depleted some of their fighters from the
We might be small, but we
from the
pack
little
a
ones.
We are under attack. Requesting air support. Do not do
No,
that.
the auxilias aren't carriers. These are carriers. Providence is a carrier, but the auxilias aren't. There's a similar ship that is a carrier, the Captor, but I don't think they've had more than 1 or 2. They might have had. They might not have had any.
What is it, sir? I'm on them. Standing by. Targeting computers up. Cruiser, standing by. Eliminating target. Training weapons on target. Got you on the comm.
Like, we've actually kept their fighters
Sir, we've done Captain here. Cruiser ready for combat. At your
pretty
call.
down relative to how many carrier units they have.
Come on, you bastard.
Squadrons at half Cruiser here.
A fleet tender or 2 would have made
Shields
this
are at half power. What's the
better
order?
for us.
Come on, you bastard.
Beginning attack run. Oh no.
You've got the captain.
You're falling apart.
Disable their laser cannon.
What is it, sir?
Really need those bombers down. BP-20s are still firing away.
My shields are gone.
Targeting their ion.
Ion cannon also doesn't work.
Slow them down a bit.
Enemy reinforcements have arrived.
4 of them there.
Targeting
Okay, let's go for this one.
Starfighters coming in fast. Get locked on target.
There are also a ton of anti-missile ships in here for them. Like, not like great point defense options in and of themselves other than the diamonds, but there's enough point defense from enough sources that the DP-20s are feeling some of it.
Target their laser cannons.
That takes care of that one.
That's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. At least 12
This is the captain. Critical.
T-99s in there this battle.
Taking fire. Ready for command.
Standing by.
Standing by. Cruiser, standing by. Stay back. Stop that. The war is ours. I've got a fighter on my deck.
I think we're in the last waves of
We'll take the fight to
some of the bombers.
We're being waiting for attack.
Or of some of the carriers.
Training weapons on target.
We might be small, but we pack a punch. All batteries fire.
I can't get
Got
a
you on the comm. Captain here. Reading you. What's the order? What is it, sir?
You all stay on those fighters and bombers.
Staying on target. This is the captain. Without protection. The missiles will tear us apart.
I mean, it's been a good couple hundred pop cap we've killed. On each side, there's been a good couple hundred pop cap. Fighter base down.
Ready for action, sir. Go. Yeah, we can take them.
You've got the captain.
Got you on the comm. Locked on target.
Our Quinton's here. Focus fire on that target.
Captain here.
It's actually only 3 of those. DP-20s, where are you? Fire over this direction where there's less point defense, just shutting you down.
Disable their laser cannon.
Let's try to get these remaining ones in here.
Taking serious damage. They'll take the fight to them. Enemy reinforcements have arrived.
Should be killing carriers rather than the Providence. The carriers are going to be harder for us to get to for the most part, and we've killed a lot of the fighter waves that have come up, or that have come out of the front ones. So with their fighters dead, they're less of a threat. We also have a lot of CR-90s, or we had a lot of CR-90s throughout the battle that we're going to be able to take out more of the fighters.
Targeting their lasers. Let's clip their wings.
So they were ultimately going to contribute less than trying to take out the auxilias that were taking apart most of the fleet.
Making it go, sir.
You've got the captain.
Cruiser ready for combat. Waiting for attack. Coordinates. Training weapons on target.
Coordinating our attack, sir.
See if we can get any more of them before we're wiped.
Waiting for attack. Coordinates.
Coordinating our attack, sir.
Training weapons on target.
Sir, we've lost shields. We've got a hull breach. Launch missiles on that target. Ah! Sir, we can't take much more of this.
Calculating jump to light speed.
See if any of them can get out. Like, if the carriers had been right up next to us, then I would have gone for them earlier as well. But they tended to be further back, so we'd have to get through a bunch of auxilias in the Providence and Recusants to get to them. So, in that specific situation, trying to keep the fighters a bit more under control with the anti-fighter while we kill off the front line, get some slightly better results. Oh, we killed the Magna. We lost a lot, but so did they. Between like what they had and with the ion cannon, I'm not too upset at the overall results there, but
I understand you become quite adept with the blade. Let's see if you can fight as well as you speak.
Still not ideal. Yeah, I'm gonna throw these in. Oh right, that was happening. Corson. We have a ground-to-space cannon. We have a fleet coming in. Thank you, Blorox Cleach, for subscribing. Appreciate it. Frank is asking, when will the new Empire campaign start? There's still a few things I need to finish before it'll be ready. So, hopefully not too long, but
Whatever it was they were looking for,
probably not this week.
Reinforcements en route.
Cruiser here. What is your
So we're probably looking at next Friday. So I want to get a few things finished with the progression, with the
At your service.
splits on years from regimes, and then a little bit of testing, because Philoraptor has once again ruined the mod by finding potential save issues. I want to look into that a bit more. They're always his fault. Somehow Philoraptor is always the one who finds them first. I don't know what he does. DMT's asking you, one of the guys in charge of the AWX. Yep, I am the lead dev.
What is it, sir? Cruiser ready for combat. The war is ours. Sir, there's still Techno-Union ships in the area. Standing by. Shields are gone.
Yeah, I'm very upset about the amount of point defense that is going to be stopping us here.
Delta here. Moving out.
We're outnumbered. Blast. Another one on my 6.
I should probably kill this diamond, but I want to kill the Auxilia first.
Multiple enemy squads heading towards us. We're going to need you to hold the hill. We'll take the fight to them. Moving into positions on your command.
They have so much light weaponry, they're just so good at hitting our little guys.
No, no, no! Controls are...
What's the order? Setting intercept course. Targeting computers up. What is it, sir? Cruiser, standing by. Training weapons on target. Sir, there's still Techno-Union ships in the area. Standing by. I
Let's
copy
go
that.
on this one.
Delta frigate here.
They just chew apart any of this. Glad you're enjoying it, DMT.
Here, sir. Blast. Another one on my 6.
Yeah, the Providence is starting to make it into range. Let's get the bombers onto you. You are next. We can ignore the ones that don't have any health left from... Aw, you body blocked. Oh well. That cleaned up the shields on the last of this guy. So the CR-90s, like, they are obviously primarily anti-fighter, but they can still do some damage in groups like this against units that have lower hull. Alright, hopefully we'll get in, or the Providence will get in just as another ground to space cannon shot's ready.
Cruiser ready for combat. What is it, sir? Shields are down. Targeting computers
You guys
up.
can kill some Gozantis.
We'll take the fight to them. Waiting for attack.
Yeah, Lancers will fuck you up.
The war is ours. Moving into positions on your command.
But any of the Corvettes can do some damage if they get an exposed hull to chew on.
Cruiser ready for combat. Locking on target. Cruiser here.
Thanks for following DMT.
Cruiser standing by. Just appeared on long-range sensors.
Oh fuck.
Designated standing by. Destroyed.
Oh no, no, quit. No. There. If the diamond's gonna fly away, I don't have time for that. Alright, we're going to keep going for one more recording here, but for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye everyone.